What's up, Leo? This is Jesse with 44 Astro with a new moon tarot reading for the new moon coming up on May 7th. Oop, that was your card right there. It's going to be at 18 degrees Taurus. It's going to be at 11:21 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, which will put it in the fourth mansion of the moon. I'll put a picture of the fourth mansion up. It's all about working and overcoming obstacles. It's not great for marriage, so don't plan your marriage under this moon. You got a Leo card for your card too, Leo. Don't let pride get in your way. Now, the astrology. Everything is pretty much in Taurus and Aries. And if you are a Leo ascendant, that's going to be affecting your 9th or 10th house most likely. Or your 9th all the way to your 8th if you're counting the fact that Aries is involved too. With Taurus being involved so heavily, and I mean Sun, Moon, Venus, which is the planet that rules Taurus, Uranus, and Jupiter are all in Taurus, and all conjuncting each other too. It's a stellium. So there's a concentration of energy in Taurus, which is our material nature, right? The things that we have. Things being aesthetically pleasing and beautiful. Also sensuality. And with Aries also being lit up, sensuality and sexuality could be a thing right now. But also, right there, it didn't fall down. Nope. Also aggression, okay? So be careful with aggressive communication right now, not just with yourself, but with others. So if your 10th house is lit up, you're talking, it could be at work, right? It could be you're getting people that are very aggressive and adversarial at work in their communications because Mercury is in Aries touching Chiron. So it could be communication meant to hurt or to wound. But at the same time, it could be communication that helps heal something as well, whether it be aggressive or not. It could still heal a situation, even if it's aggressive communication. And it's likely work because the 10 of rods came out immediately. But, you know, 9th, this card came out in reverse, and I dropped it, so I'm going to leave it in reverse. I normally don't put things in reverse. You've already got 3 10s, by the way. So the completion of something. So it may be saying, don't let pride get in your way. Let this thing complete. So, but like I said with the astrology, you could be trying to figure out new ways to make more money. You could be trying to do things to make things more beautiful or more expressive or sensual. Because Venus and Mars can both represent sexuality. You know, it's the masculine and feminine versions of sexuality in a chart. I mean, they're both in the sign of their rulership, so they're both going to be prominent. And on top of that, with the heavy emphasis on Aries and Taurus, Aries can be actual physical sex, and then Taurus can be actual sensuality, like the feeling of it and all this. So it wouldn't surprise me right now if individuals are feeling that, but also aggressive in nature and wanting to get their communications across in kind of a competitive and adversarial manner. So I'd watch for that at work. I would watch, if your 9th house is lit up with it, I'd watch people, or maybe even you, don't try to force your life philosophies on anyone. Or people might be trying to do that to you in an aggressive manner. Like, this is the way it is and you're wrong, that type of thing, So just be wary about that type of energy right now because it is rampant. And with that heavy emphasis in Taurus, heavy emphasis on money right now, with Uranus touching that Jupiter, it could be a sudden money out of nowhere. I'm not saying that's going to happen. I'm just saying that it could happen in that way. Most likely to manifest is thoughts of a new opportunity for money. You may be really contemplating new ways to make money. 9th house would be kind of like your philosophies around making money, new philosophies on money in general. Maybe deciding to do higher learning because you think it'll go back to school or taking a class to learn something to make more money or to take on something artistic to make more money, right? Because Venus in Taurus could be all about making beautiful music, art, things like this. You may do landscaping. You want your yard to be beautiful, that type of thing. Remodeling your home. Doing a garage sale, which would be cleaning out your home, making it more beautiful while at the same time making money. So things like this could be prominent right now. You probably see that kind of stuff all over the place if you start looking because the astrology is supporting it. But anyway, with that being said, Leo, don't let pride get in your way. It is a Leo card. It's basically saying don't be too rigid on like your stances on things. Like, be movable, you know. It could definitely be around work. You got 3 tens here, like I said. You got the Ten of Swords in reverse, crowning you. You got the Wheel of Fortune behind you. And you got the Ten of Rods. So lots of tens. 10, 10, 10. That's a completion number. You're crossed by this individual. You could have water in your chart. You could be because of Cancer. Or there could be a water sign individual or a watery type individual at work that you're not vibing with. Maybe not necessarily not vibing with. It just could be someone at work that this has to do with. But with the pride aspect here, it's something with them that you're probably not seeing their way or wanting to see their way, right? You know, in the recent past, you had some turn of the wheel, like your fate. Something maybe major happened in your life, or at least a major change. Actually, it doesn't even really have to be major, because when it can be very subtle, but it be such a major thing, and you won't even see it probably till much later in life, once all these changes, all these chain of events have all taken place. It could be a small thing that occurred that's now got a chain of events occurring, but it is really a major thing that occurred. Even though it seems small, it could have been something major. You know, you're crowned. I mean, this card even in reverse isn't good, but it's not as bad when it's reversed. It's like the ending of a cycle or feeling like betrayed in some way. You may feel like this person betrayed you at work in some way, but really they didn't. Or I think it hurt your feelings, but it's really not that big of a deal. Like, you may be taking it harder than maybe you need to. But I mean, everyone has their own process, and I don't like just being dismissive like that. Whatever you need to do to feel it and integrate it and acknowledge it, do it, right? But don't let it start controlling your life. Once you're letting it control the way you talk to people and feel, because like if most people are just kind of in their normal flowing state, you're probably going to be pretty nice to people and just kind of like enjoying life, because it's better to enjoy life than not enjoy life. But if there's like a specific event that's rough that happened to you, especially if you're still close to that event, you're probably going to be kind of angry and maybe even short with people, and that means it's literally altering you. It means that event is controlling your mind and your feelings, so therefore you're presenting yourself in a specific way, right? And you know, that could even be pride that can do that. That can absolutely be a factor in someone expressing themselves in a non-genuine way, right? So I say, you know, definitely go through your process, but don't let what you have to do internally in you reflect out onto others. Like, even when I'm upset, when I'm interacting with another person, I'm like, I'm not going to be cruel to them. Even if something really crappy just happened to me, I'm not going to be cruel. I'm going to do my best not to be cruel to them. Now, sometimes does it happen? Yeah, because I'm human, just like anybody's human, and it can spill over. And I'm a fiery individual, so like, I can definitely, you know, I can jump to 0 to 100 really quick if I want, but I generally get over it really quick. But I'm also I'm Scorpio heavy too, not just Sagittarius heavy. So I do internalize a lot. So I'm very good at, like, if the situation comes again, to not do it. And sometimes you have to train yourself, right? Because everything is in patterns, everything's cyclical. So you do need to kind of know your patterns, and then you can slowly over time, as long as you're acknowledging them and integrating them, you can change them subtly over time, and then begin new patterns. And then you start influencing the world a little different, instead of just letting the world influence you and making you mad and upset, and then you just projecting it out onto others. You can start like really seeing the situation and being like, okay, I need to internalize this in this way. And even though they are doing this in this way, and it's trying to stimulate me to be angry or upset, it's really their battle, right? It's only my battle if I take it on, if I take their projection on and take it internally. That only then does it become your battle. So my guess is this person may have been trying to drag you into it, but like, justice is going to be served. It could be something with court too. This could be something with court. Whatever this turn of the wheel, could have been something that got you in a court situation. It doesn't look like divorce or anything, but it could be divorce for some of you. But I don't think it's divorce, most likely. Like I said, it could be, but I don't see anything that represents like the Two of Cups or the Lovers or the, you know, three of Swords, anything like that represents that. This looks like something at work, most likely. And like I said, your 10th house is likely to be lit up right now. So justice is going to be served, whether it be work or balance will be found. As long as you allow it, as long as you can find that in yourself. Really, if you just find the balance in yourself, it doesn't even matter what anyone else is doing. it's going to be balanced because you're balanced. So you're always going to see it that way and feel it that way. We can't control the outside stimulus, like what other people are doing or what like situations occur around us, like even like weather or anything like that. We can't control that, but we control the mechanism. We control this mechanism that's ours. So we can control how we think and feel. And that takes a lot of practice and work. And we also have to do a lot of deconditioning to before we can even start to like actually work on the mechanism, because you have to really figure out all the programming, all of kind of what you've taken on as your faith, as your beliefs, as your ideologies, and then you have to kind of like break them down, and then you have to acknowledge them and feel them and integrate them, and then try to remake them into like what you feel is really the most genuine version of you. But either way, justice is going to be served, right? Even if you feel backstabbed. And that may be why this is upside down. Maybe somebody did do you wrong and you're suing them, or somehow there's a court situation going on. This is reversed because it's going to go in your favor, right? Which is a good thing. And this card, I dropped a couple cards there. They all landed right on my lap perfectly, and this was the only one that turned over. And I tried to turn them back up, and this one still came out upside down. So I think it's going to go in your favor. I think, and again, it looks like work. It's something at work. The unconscious influence, that's a work card. Your outcome is a work card. You have the 10 of rods, work card. 10th house lit up. If this doesn't resonate, go watch your other signs. But for Leo, this looks like something that's going to be at work or something to do with the work that you do. Even if you just work online. It could be like trolls coming out. It could be like you had an interaction with somebody on social media. And that could be huge right now for people trying, like I said, if your 9th house is lit up too with that Aries, if you're a Leo ascendant, then it may be individuals trying to like aggressively force their life doctrines on you, or the way things, their philosophies on you. It could be happening, right? And maybe you're like, I ain't having it. It could be like that at work too. Somebody's like, this is how it's got to be. And you're like, yo, this is the better way to do it. Sometimes you just got to acquiesce, right? To keep the peace. And I think that's kind of what this is saying. Just be the bigger person, because in the end, justice will be served. Don't let it affect your mechanism. Do your best to keep yourself balanced and feeling good. Because don't let nobody else control how you live your life. Because if something happens at work and you're upset with this individual and it's imprinted on you in some way and they projected it, or they treated you unfairly, don't bring it home. Don't bring it to your social situations either, right? Because it can do that. It can upset you so bad that like you're like, oh, I'm gonna go hang out with friends, and then you're not there. Like you're thinking about it the whole time, or like you're really short and like you're in your responses and the communication, or you may even get angry easier. So like just do your best to like integrate through it, and like try not to carry it any longer than you have to. You know what I mean? Don't repress it, because that's dangerous. You got to acknowledge it. You got to do your process, but try not to carry it any longer than you absolutely have to. If it's a court case, you're going to win, because like in the advice, victory, truth will be told. I think you're in the right here. Like whatever this situation is with this water sign or this watery individual, just because their sun sign might not be water, but they may have like ascendant and moon, or like a stellium in a water sign, and you don't know it. And they come off as watery, calm, emotional beings, emotionally manipulative would be a good way to tell. Soft and calm in speech, but it doesn't mean that they're nice people. It just means they're soft and calm in speech. But these kind of people also will know how to like get your goat, because the emotional types will know how to stimulate emotions in others. So it could be that kind of individual. And it's crossing your hard work. So somehow it's affecting your work in some way. It could have been a back injury that you got. And now you're like, I've got to get paid. And this person's like, no, I'm doing my best to not get you paid, kind of thing. But in the end, you're gonna be victorious, because the outcome is you just working anyway. So I think that if it is at work, don't let it like force you to like say or do anything that you would regret, like leaving the position or anything like that. You know, stay working. Stay where you're at. I think where you're at's good. I think justice is going to be served. I think whatever the situation is going to work itself out anyway. Now, 3 things will long be hidden: the sun, the moon, and the truth. That's what the Buddha said. The truth will always come out. And I think that whatever the situation is, the truth's going to come out, so it's okay. So if you're in the truth, and I think that you are in this situation for sure, then just let it come out. It'll come out on its own. I doubt you'll have to do very much at all for the truth to manifest in this situation, because justice is going to be served. You know, you right now looks like you're planning, or you're waiting for something, or you're established, because look behind him, it's all fertile and got the got the rods popping up, and in front of him it's a barren wasteland. So it's like the world that's left to conquer, or you're established and you're showing what you're able to do with this land that's in front of you. So you are established. You feel like this. So if it's like you're at war with somebody at work and they may be a superior, there may be other superiors that come in and kind of see like that you're more valuable than the company than they are. And they're like, okay, well, this person seems to be far more productive. This is probably how you're feeling right now. You may be feeling overworked. Maybe you work in the courts. It's possible too. You may be feeling overworked. Maybe you got jury duty. And you're like, screw jury duty. And you feel like you got screwed and didn't get out of it. Or that you had a good excuse to get out and you didn't get out of it. Could be something like that too. But saying just go through it. The truth will set you free. And you know what your value and your work that you do is going to shine through. So I think, yeah, don't let pride get in your way. Don't let whatever happened like kind of hold you back or anything, or keep you from doing the work that you normally do, because clearly you're good at what you do, whatever this is. And that's going to show through. Justice will be served. If it's a court case, you're going to win. It's going to work out for you for sure. Okay, Leo, that's all I have. I mean, look, and you have the judgment card here too. So like the judgment's going to be in your favor. So try not to let it keep you glum or upset too much, because you're in the right in this situation, and it's going to work out in your favor. Anyway, Leo, that's all I have. Please consider liking, subscribing, and commenting. Comments really help push it forward. Likes do too. I really need watch hours. I'm trying to get them by July. But again, you don't have to if you don't want to. I'm just grateful for you to be here, and I hope to see you here again, Leo. Happy New Moon.